Here's your first podcast on the financial math unit. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is currency conversions. And if you already know how to convert other things like meters to feet or inches to miles, then you already probably have a pretty good idea about how you could do currency conversions. So this is a table that I have right here of a lot of the different currencies that you might see. There's more out there than just those, but these are some of the ones just to give you an idea of what they might be called. So there's Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, European euros, etc. So we have all of those listed. Each currency has a 3-letter abbreviation. So ours for the US dollar is USD. And if you see something that says, 1 USD equals, and then they tell you something like 3 GBP, that's your conversion rate. And so on the right, those are some of your symbols that you might see as well. So in this example from page 112 of your book, it says that Zara is planning to travel from France to Canada. She has 1,800 euros to change into Canadian dollars. How many dollars can she buy if she exchanges it according to, and I went ahead and just put the exchange rate on the bottom. They'll always give you that information. So 1 euro equals 1.2888 Canadian dollars. So in looking at that, we're going to start by writing out how many euros she has, and we're going to make a T-chart. Okay, I'm just going to put that over 1 so that it's a fraction. And in our second fraction, we are going to put the exchange rate, one on top of, one part of it on top of the other. We want to make sure that the euro goes on the bottom so that the euros can cancel. So we said 1 euro is 1.2888 Canadian dollars. So then all we're going to do from there is just multiply that across. So 1,800 times 1.2888 gives us 2319.84, and the units we have left is Canadian dollars. Now, one thing to notice is that even though in IB we're expected to write all of our answers to 3 significant figures, the only exception to that is actually financial math, where they also allow you to do it to 2 decimal places, because that's the common way that we write dollars and all of that. So, okay, let's take a look at the second part of the problem. It says, during her holiday, Zara spends 1,600 of her Canadian dollars. If she changes her remaining dollars back into euros when she gets home, how many euros will she have? Okay, so taking a look at that, we are going to start by figuring out how many how many Canadian dollars she has right now. So we have to take that 2319.84 and subtract the 1,600 that she spends. And so when we do that, we get that she has 719.84 Canadian dollars left once she's spent her 1,600. So now we're trying to convert that 719.84 Canadian dollars into euros. Now, again, we're making this T-chart just like chemistry. And so when we look at that, we say, okay, well, we want the Canadian dollars to cancel. So we're going to put the Canadian part of the rate on the bottom and the euro part of the rate on the top. Same exchange rate, but now we flip-flopped it. So the Canadian dollars is going to cancel. And we are going to multiply across, which means we're going to end up dividing 719.84 divided by 1.2888. And we get that she has 558.54 euros when she returns. Okay. Now, here are a couple of exercises you can work on. If you work on exercises 4.1, that would be good practice for exchanging those currencies. Now, when you're buying or selling currencies, exchanging is if you imagine, let's say if I have a friend in Germany and she comes to visit me and she says, oh, will you trade me? I have this amount of German currency, and I'll just make an exchange for her myself. That's an exchange. But frequently, I'm not going to have any want for German currency, so we're going to have to take her to the bank or the brokers to exchange the currency. And this is called buying or selling currency. So they are actually selling you a different kind of currency. Now, in order for them to make money on this, they have to make a profit by either charging a commission, or which can be a percentage of your transaction. So they might say, oh yeah, I'll exchange German currency into US currency, but I'm going to take 3% of it. Okay, so that's a commission. The other option is that they can go ahead and basically give you a worse rate. And so they can, let's say, exchange it at one rate for you, German currency into US currency, and then at a rate that will give them more money, exchange it to that German currency to someone else. And so they are buying it at one rate and selling it at a lower rate. And that way they'll have a difference in price and they'll profit. Now the commission, it doesn't have to be a percentage. Sometimes it's just a flat rate. So sometimes they'll say, I'll exchange it for $10 or whatever it is. And so you have to be smart about what's the most useful, or what's going to get you the best outcome. Is it paying a percent? Well, if you are wanting to exchange a lot of currency, percentages are probably not going to be good. A flat rate's going to be better. But if you're only trying to exchange a little bit of currency, a flat rate might not be so good, and you might want to pay a percent. Okay, so we have Zheng. She lives in Singapore and she's traveling to Thailand. So she wants to convert her 1,600 Singapore dollars into Thai baht. The bank is going to charge a 2% commission. So that's how they're making their money. And they quote her that exchange rate. So we have to figure out what is the number of Thai baht that Zheng is going to receive. So here's the trick. We can convert our Singapore dollars, the 1,600 SGD, into the Thai baht. So 1 Singapore dollar is 23.91 of the Thai baht. Okay, that way our Singapore dollars is going to cancel. And so if they exchanged it to her at no cost, when we multiply that, she would get 38,256 Thai baht. But they aren't exchanging it for free. They would make no money that way. They're taking 2% of that. So we need to find out what 2% of that is by saying, okay, well, 0.02, that's what they're taking of the 38,256. So they are taking 765.12 of her Thai baht. So what she's actually going to get when she exchanges it is not 38,256. It's 38,256 minus the 765 that they're taking as commission. So we are going to subtract that. And so what she's actually receiving is 37,490.88 of the Thai baht. So then it says in Bangkok, she buys a hat for 85 Thai baht. What did it cost in the Singapore dollars according to the exchange rate? So she's buying a hat for 85, so we're going to want to exchange that 85 according to the exchange rate. So 85 Thai baht. And we want to convert that into the Singapore dollars. Well, Thai baht has to be on the bottom so that it will cancel. 1 Singapore dollar goes on the top. And so that has us dividing 85 divided by 23.91. And that tells us that it is only costing her 3.55 of the Singapore dollars. So her hat was only 3.55 Singapore dollars. Okay, go ahead and pause the screen and give this example a try, and then hit play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, so hopefully you've given that problem a try. It asks us how many of the GBP does Kara have left to exchange after she's paid the commission. So we have to make sure that we're paying commission in the right currency. So we start in GBP, and it charges her $3 in GBP. So we do 150 minus 3, and so we have 147 left that she can exchange. So now we go ahead and take that exchange rate 100 and use 147 to convert it. So 147 times the 1.17 gives us 171.99 euros. Now, for the next problem, it's still a conversion problem, but there's going to be more than one step. So it says that in the Netherlands, Kara buys 750 grams of cheese, and it gives us a price per kilogram. So before we can even convert the grams to the price, we have to convert grams to kilograms. So 750 grams times 1 over 1,000, because there's 1,000 grams to 1 kilogram. And then when we do that, then we're going to multiply that, now that we have kilograms, times 12.80 euros. And again, those kilograms cancel out. Notice I set that up like a T-chart where this grams and this grams cancel, this kilograms and this kilograms cancel, and they leave us with euros, which was what we were hoping for in the end. So when you set those T-charts up, make sure that you have it so that the appropriate things are canceling, leaving you with the unit that you want to end with. So 9.6 euros for her cheese.